Hi guys, Happy New Year. It's Jay from Ayaba's Wind. I am back to do your reading of the new year for the sign of Aquarius. This is for January 2022. It's going to cover not just love, but everything under the sun related to what's coming up for you in the next couple of months. If you're new to my channel, I'm a priestess in the Afro-Cuban tradition, so I'll be conducting this reading from an Afro-Cuban spiritualist perspective at times. Yeah, if you like what I'm doing, please like the video, definitely share, and certainly subscribe. And if you are interested in getting a reading with me, you can email me at ayabaswind, WYND 999 at gmail.com. Okay. So we're going to get started. So Spirit has a couple of messages for you, Aquarius. The first message talks about you learning, okay? And so Spirit is saying that you are very anxious to learn, okay? And sometimes that process takes time, all right? And so, you just really have to be mindful and respectful in honoring how people move and when they'll give you the information, okay? Spirit is saying that you can become famous or notorious. All right. And so, that's up to you to decide which direction you want to take it in. Okay. Keep in mind, this is a general reading. Some of the information may apply to you, all of it may apply, or none of it may apply. And also, these energies can take place over the next several days, several weeks, or several months. And it as to how it resolves itself and how it plays out really depends on what you do spiritually. Okay. um but Spirit is saying that you got to be careful with the path that you're on, and really it's about free will. All right, Spirit is saying you got to really be careful with alcoholism. All right, you got to be careful with drinking, hanging around places where there's a lot of alcohol, okay? Because Spirit is saying that you don't want to turn into a drunk, okay? You definitely have qualities of liking, you like to dress nice, look good, smell good, you love to feel good, you love to have a good time. So Spirit is definitely acknowledging this, okay? You know, Spirit is saying that for the masculine energies, for some of you, there may be a kind of walking on the fence as far as sexuality is concerned. And this is not for everybody, okay? But Spirit is acknowledging this, okay? That there's a possibility of you kind of expressing your duality of being attracted to both men and women, okay? Um, Spirit is talking about your money. And so you got to be mindful of your money, because Spirit is saying money is like salt and water. All right. So just be mindful. It's very easy to get out of control with spending. Um, things are electronic. We just swipe a card, we tap it, we don't even think about a balance, and we just keep going and going and going. And then all of a sudden, one day you see, oh, wow, I'm below my limit. Um, and so Spirit is saying you got to really monitor that. Also, Spirit wants you to be careful of like potential embarrassment. It could be embarrassment from, you know, I don't know. I just heard for a particular individual, someone soliciting a prostitute, or, dealing with an escort, something like that. Okay. But Spirit is saying you got to be careful of potential embarrassment that whatever these dealings can bring to you. Okay. Because Spirit is warning of a potential scandal that can result as it relates to um, some kind of pregnancy out in the street, you know, um, pregnancy with someone who you would normally be with, or, you're dealing with someone outside of a committed relationship, okay? And Spirit is warning about a potential scandal around that, all right? Spirit is talking about you got to be careful of giving so much that you lose your money, you lose your job, you lose your position, okay? And so just be very mindful of giving to a fault, to where you have nothing, okay? Um, and those people that you give to wind up going up and you wind up going down. All right. Spirit is talking about that there are potential there's people around you, in particular business associates that have a bit of jealousy towards you. Okay. They may smile in your face, but secretly they may wish your demise, they may wish your downfall, they may wish upon you failure and or struggle. So Spirit is telling you to keep your eyes open for that. Spirit definitely does not want you to take revenge, okay? That's not for you to do or to engage in. Spirit will handle that. All you have to do is, pray, use your mantras for protection, and all of my mantras are on my playlist, so you got to really explore that. Um, but Spirit is saying maintain a clean heart, okay? Because this year is really, your heart is going to be weighed against a feather, okay? And Spirit is watching everything that everyone is doing, okay? And so you want to have a clean heart. You want to be able to move about without having that burden of knowing that, you harmed someone, you did something to someone, um, when really Spirit was going to handle that, okay? Spirit is talking about try and get a hat, try and get a hat with a red feather, okay? And wear that hat periodically when you go out, okay? Because that's going to be a blessing. That's going to be a sign of you being regal, elite, okay? And so Spirit is saying get a feather, get a hat with a red feather in it, okay? And Spirit also is advising that if you have like challenges emotionally or things that have happened in your childhood, definitely seek therapy for that, with a practitioner that is going to be, that's going to address your needs and you're going to feel comfortable with. And Spirit is also reminding you that arrogance can cause poverty, okay? And so you have to be careful of flaunting your what do you call it, your, I guess, not your establishments, your accomplishments. Be very careful with that because you can get a lot of people jealous and upset. And I know, people don't like to live that way, but the state of this world, many people are in a state of desperation. Emotionally they're up and down, and so flaunting your material items and your successes can be perceived as arrogance, and then arrogance can lead to your downfall, okay? You really got to watch for people. There's going to be a lot of tongues on you. So I'm seeing, you might be able to get this in the botanica, but they have a picture, and you can look online too. There's a picture or a plaque of a tongue with a knife through it. Okay. Try to see if you can get that picture, and that will help to kind of deflect people's tongues off of you, to kind of cut the tongues that talk negatively against you. Because Spirit is saying that there's going to be a lot of talk around you if there's not talk already. And they may be trying to talk you down, out of your successes. Okay. Spirit's talking about no one knows the wealth that they have until they lose it, okay? So Spirit is saying, like, really, do an accounting, take an inventory of all of your accomplishments, all of the things that you've acquired, okay? And really, appreciate and value those things and those people that are in your life, because Spirit is saying if you don't, you're going to lose it, all right? Because Spirit is saying that you may engage in self-sabotaging behaviors, or behaviors that are going to be very risky and push the limit and push the envelope. And say if you're in a relationship but you go to hang out with your friends, and there's like so many good looking people, and you start flirting with one or two of them, then you start dancing with the people you're flirting, then you start like making out and tonguing each other down on the dance floor, okay, and you lose yourself because you're inebriated, you have alcohol in your system, or you're high, you pop pills or whatever it is, you feel good, and you're with this person, you feel free and liberated, but you're not taking into consideration, like, oh, well, maybe your special person that's staying at home waiting for you, maybe their friends are out, and maybe they're watching you on the dance floor, and they're seeing this take place, okay? But in your mind, you're pushing the envelope, you're taking a risk, and spirit is saying you got to be very careful because you could lose everything. The spirit is saying don't make too many excuses because, yet again, you can lose valuable things and valuable people. Spirit's talking about at this time, do not tell your secrets, okay? Do not reveal your secrets to anyone because that can kind of deflate the momentum and the energy that's built up in you creating, you know, your wealth, your abundance, all right? Spirit's talking about, you know, don't mention anything about I can't do this, I can't do that, get that out of your vocabulary, okay? And change things around, make the changes you need to make in order to fulfill your dreams and accomplish your goals. Spirit is saying that, you should either change your job or go back to school. But something's got to change. You got to make the necessary changes in place so that you can, capture the energy and the blessings that this wheel of fortune is bestowing in your favor. Okay, and spirit is saying something about the betrayal from a friend. Okay, that there's going to be a betrayal or that you had been betrayed, and please be careful of theft. It could be a theft of a material item, a theft of a man or a woman from you, like a boyfriend, girlfriend, a wife, or it could be a theft of an idea. Okay, and Spirit is saying they want you to keep your eyes open for someone who asks for a favor. Okay. It's sort of like there's a saying, you know, the cat will bite the hand that feeds them. Okay. And so basically, this person, they're going to ask you for a favor. They're going to ask you to do something, and then they're going to give you their ass to kiss. Okay. And then they're going to wish ill on you on top of that. So, Spirit is really saying, you got to keep that in mind. Also, you got to be careful of people staying over your house and taking things from you. Even if it's minor things, you got to watch that, okay? And like I said, again, that could be not only like material items, but that could be someone taking your man or your woman, okay? Um, Spirit is wanting you on the health end of things to really make sure that your kidneys, your nerves, and your blood are free from sickness. So definitely go to the doctor, get your checkup, go every 3 to 6 months, especially in the new year, and monitor your kidneys, especially if you like have pain in your lower back. Um, either on one side or both sides, or if you have pain upon urination, that kind of thing, you definitely want to get that checked as far as your nerves are concerned. If you're having like muscle spasms, twitching, that kind of thing, or just pervasive tingling pain over your body, there could be some issues with your nerves, and please get that checked out as well, along with your blood, okay? Spirit is talking about like if there is a pregnancy around you, this pregnancy may require a C-section, some kind of surgery, or there may be some kind of something that happens around that pregnancy. So spirit definitely wants you to be aware of that, all right? You definitely got to be mindful of your blood. Be careful of getting tattoos and needles around this time, because spirit is trying to protect you from a possible infection that could be introduced as a result of needles and or tattooing and things of that nature. Spirit's talking about you got to take care of your head. You got to watch where you take your head. You got to watch what you um, watch what you do that will impact your ability to make decisions and judgments, smart judgments. Okay, and that means like you got to watch the alcohol, drinking alcohol, popping pills, smoking marijuana, and doing those things. Anything that's going to affect your brain and your ability to make decisions. Okay, because spirit is saying that there's a potential for your personal life to break up, to fall apart. Okay, and spirit is gonna is saying that you'll excuse me, you'll get an inkling um, or a sense of knowing that something is happening, something that is not right, okay? And you may be at the point, you may be at the end of your rope, okay? And so spirit is saying you got to watch your temper around this time. You can wear a lot of white, keep your head wrapped in white or in a white hat, put coconut water, fresh, pure coconut water on your head periodically. Sleep in white sheets. Do white baths, which are in the description of this video. But Spirit is saying you got to stay cool, calm, and collected. You really got to watch for this betrayal of a friend, a betrayal from a lover, a betrayal from a business partner, or something like that, because Spirit is saying it is around you. And Spirit is saying you got to put your dreams and your hopes back into your head. Okay. Because lack of thoughts, lack of aspirations equals death, it equals an early death. Okay. So basically, what the God force is saying, what Spirit is saying, is that you got to keep the momentum. You were put on this earth for a reason. You got to find what that reason is. Okay, I don't give a damn if you're 40 or 50 years old and you feel like you're still floating and you don't know what you're supposed to do. You better go into prayer and meditation and tap in. Okay, that is going to be the 2022 mantra for Ayaba's One channel. It's about tapping in. And I'm not talking about tap into anything other than tapping into spirit and your spiritual self. Okay. Um, Spirit is saying you gotta like loosen up a little bit and find your passion again. Okay, but don't do it to the point where you're reckless. Okay, and you really got to take care of your head. Spirit is saying that your success and or your failure is going to be determined by your choices and your decisions. Okay, so spirit is saying you got to be careful with justice, with the law, with legal issues or things that kind of compromise your legal standing. Okay, and spirit is talking about like sickness, possibly a death of a family member in the next several months, so keep your eyes open for that. And just again, there's stuff around the law. Just be very careful about who you're hanging with, what you're dealing in. Okay, spirit is saying that your ancestors want acknowledgement, and by you acknowledging your ancestors, this can protect you from potential drama and issues with the law. Okay, so you can set up an ancestor altar, put down a cloth. It could be a white cloth, a colorful, multicolored cloth, or a red cloth. You could put down a bouquet of flowers, a glass of water, candlelight. Just don't leave the candle unattended. Okay. You could put down a fresh bowl of fruit, candies, cookies, cakes, sweets. You can put down black coffee. You can put down your ancestors' favorite liquor. What did they like to drink when they were alive? What did they like to smoke? Um, Spirit is saying you need to set them up. You need to sit down next to them, before you step out the door in the morning or whenever you leave your house. You say light, peace, and progress to the spirit of. And then you start naming all of your ancestors who have crossed over into the ancestor realm. Okay, please do not name ancestors that were, murderers, abusers, molesters. Like, nah, let God deal with that. But you got to tap into their energy and just, talk to them. Be like, look, we may not have had a great relationship while you were in this earthly plane, but, I'm hoping that you can help and guide and protect and watch over me and my family in the spiritual plane. And then start getting into it. That's prayer. Prayer is not always an Our Father or a Hail Mary. or, standard ritualistic prayers that you say, okay? It's really having a conversation and petitioning and talking about the things that you need, um, in order to sustain yourself. Okay. Spirit is saying that, before you travel, it is highly advised that you consult someone spiritually. Okay. Because there may be things that you have to do before that trip or during that trip, in order to remain safe on that trip, in order to get there safely, in order to be safe in whatever place you're traveling in. Okay. Spirit's talking about, you know, many of the issues that you will face will be as a result of not having faith or lack of faith or not exploring faith. Okay. Being so caught up in this earthly plane and earthly objects and things that, the whole spiritual realm is, you know, doesn't make sense to you. It doesn't serve a purpose to you. And Spirit is saying, like, that will be your downfall. Okay. Spirit is saying again, like, the law could be at your door. So make sure you dot your I's and you cross your T's as far as your paperwork is concerned and as far as people who you are around. Okay. Spirit is talking about, like, if you have some candy like Skittles or, sweet tarts or, any kind of colorful candy, M&Ms, you know, you can take them, you could pass it over your body, to kind of sweeten up your aura, to clean yourself off of any negative energies that have attached to you. And you can drop that candy at the corners, okay? To kind of like sweeten your roads, okay? Um, Spirit is saying that there could be a point in time where you feel particularly warlike, okay? Like you feel you could have a potential to feel like, very like argumentative. And Spirit is saying like these arguments will not be good for your health, okay? These things could raise your blood pressure, make you feel very sick, okay? And Spirit is talking about like don't tease people, because that karma can come back on you or can come back on your children. All right. Just keep in mind, like, what you do can also have an impact on your children, whether they're born or not born yet. Okay. It can come back as karma. So Spirit is saying, you got to be mindful of how you treat people. Okay. And the things that you say. Spirit is saying, like, at this time, you should not be handling any weapons. All right. Spirit is talking about the things that you do wrong, you will get discovered. So, maybe in previous years you were able to get away with certain things, but Spirit is saying this year you ain't gonna get away with it. All right. So Spirit is like wants you to walk the good line. Okay. Um Spirit is talking about there's a sick person or there's going to be someone in your household that's going to be sick, okay? And this person will need to have prayer said for them, spiritual work will need to be done for them. I do have mantras for protection, mantras to get rid of illness, mantras for love, mantras for abundance. And so explore that playlist, please. Um, excuse me. And so, Spirit is also talking about you got to be careful with fire, okay? Because there is a spiritual heat that is kind of building up around you, and Spirit is wanting you to keep things cool, okay? And so, Spirit is talking about, be careful of fires in your house, cooking on the stove, be careful of candles and things of that nature. You know, again. This energy that's around you is talking about just being careful of anything that is illegal that's around you. This is a warning. You know, um, you may, at some point have challenges with money and or shelter, issues. Okay. And so, how to direct your prayers for that. You can also do an Abre Camino bath to bring in some money. Okay. Or you can do, wow, I'm seeing like oregano, parsley, and mint bath. You can get those fresh herbs at the supermarket, start ripping them, shredding them in a cool big bowl of water. And as you're ripping and shredding, you're saying prayers for what you want, financial stability and all of those things. And you should be shredding those leaves and you're praying at the same time. And, you're ripping and shredding and praying, okay? You should have a white candle lit as you're doing that. You're praying for what you want to manifest, okay? And then you'll look down and you'll see that all of the spiritual power, the ache of the plant, the spiritual essence of the plant, the magic of the plant has been released into the water. You can kind of sift out the leaves, okay, and then go take a regular bath, a shower, rinse off with soap and water, and then you're going to dump this over you, okay? You can do this for 1 day, 3 days, or 5 days, okay? Spirit is talking about there may be a lot of turbulence and chaos and kind of an unsettled feeling that's around you, okay? In which case, definitely doing mantras to kind of settle yourself, doing slow yoga would be good for you. All right. Spirit, sorry. Spirit is talking about, there may be issues with children. Okay. Maybe the child is sick. Maybe the child is, having some behavioral challenges. Something could be going on with the children. And Spirit is warning that, the children can sometimes be a barometer for what is to come because they're sensitive. And so a lot of times they catch things first. Okay. Spirit is talking about you got to be careful walking in the street, walking around cars, walking in the darkness, okay? Because Spirit is saying that, there is a potential to get mugged, um, and or beaten and or jumped, okay? So keep your eyes open for that. And Spirit is saying, like, if you can help it, don't be outside at 12 noon and don't be outside at 12 midnight. Anything before or after those times, it's fine, but make sure you are in shelter, either in the car, in a vehicle, or in a building at those times, okay? Because that's a highly potent time, and there's certain energies that are about that that need to do their thing, okay? And you don't want to get in the way of that, okay? Spirit's talking about that people that you've helped could potentially turn against you, okay? And that goes along with the cat bites the hands that feed them, okay? And Spirit is talking about that your worst enemy could potentially have been your best friend. All right. And so you got to be careful of who you tell your information to, because friend today, enemy tomorrow, okay? Spirit's talking about, dogs in particular are going to be very sacred and special with this energy that's around you. So, do not mistreat dogs in any way. All right. And definitely, be mindful, especially if you live in the city, or in a city like area, when you're crossing the street, stand back off of the corners, okay? There are energies that are on those corners, that own those corners. And so just pay respect to those energies that are there. Keep in mind that people have gotten killed on corners. They've gotten hit by cars. There's been car accidents on corners. So there is a particular energy that exists on corners that you should really honor. Okay. And so Spirit wants you to be mindful of that. Okay. Definitely, um, make your decisions wisely, and you really got to take inventory of the people and the things in your life, because Spirit is saying, you could lose those things rather quickly, okay? Um, Find your passion again and make the right choices and do the right thing, okay? And if you have any questions, you can email me at ayabaswind, WYND 999 at gmail.com. If you like what I'm doing, please like the video. Definitely share and certainly subscribe. You are so welcome into Ayaba's Wind family. And I will be back in the next couple of days to do your love tarot pop up for the sign of Aquarius. Ciao.